Now, it appears more problems are being created in an attempt to resolve the recent controversies raging in the Senate. What is supposed to be a committee hearing turned into an exchange of words between a former Minister of Education, Oby Ezekwesili, and the senator representing Ebonyi North, Onyekachi Nwaebonyi. The confrontation erupted as both of them attempted to present their positions during a session of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions. The petitioner, Zubairu Yakubu, alongside Ezekwesili, had criticized the Senate for being biased in its assessment of the case, leading to a fiery exchange that derailed the proceedings. The committee ultimately ruled that the matter is already in court and therefore out of its jurisdiction. Now let's share this story about TVC News. Tijesu Adeoye with you.
You are a disgrace to the Senate.
You are an insult to womanhood.
It was a tense and fiery session as the Senate's Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions convened to deliberate on a petition alleging sexual harassment against the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio. The petition, filed on behalf of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, had already faced legal and procedural hurdles before this sitting. The committee, chaired by Senator Neda Imaswen, had earlier dismissed a similar petition by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, ruling it invalid because it was personally signed by her, which is contrary to Senate rules. The latest petition, submitted by a constituent, was set for hearing, but the proceedings took an unexpected turn.
If you look at my petition, I stated it there that she's my #1 principal witness who will come and testify, oral testification and documentary evidence. Since she's not allowed to be here, I can't proceed further.
The step you have taken now makes it impossible for us to proceed. You see, in any hearing, there is a balance. The man that you accuses and the man that is accused. Just like you want to state your case, we also want the man who is being accused to state his case.
Legal counsel to Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan, Abiola Akiyode, further fueled the controversy, demanding that the committee chairman, Senator Neda Imaswen, recuse himself.
We can give evidence, Premium Times, March 5th, Arise, it was also recorded. We have several documentary evidence to show that at a point in time, the chair had said, dead or an arrival, she has no case to answer and other things.
Despite several attempts by the committee to persuade Azamaraya to testify or withdraw the case, he remained defiant. This led to chaotic scenes with senators and observers raising their voices in heated arguments.
Say that. You don't have the right to say that.
We are citizens of Nigeria. You are in violation of the constitutional provisions.
Tensions reached a peak when the Senate's deputy whip, who stood as a witness for the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, clashed with the former Minister of Education, Oby Ezekwesili. Ezekwesili requested to be placed under oath before speaking, despite not being a party to the case, a move that further escalated a heated verbal exchange.
I will not take it to insult. That is why you can never be here. The petitioner said he will not speak to his petition because the Senate is biased, or I'm biased, or the committee is biased. 2, the respondent has just told us, and the papers are before you, that this case is before a competent court of law. Therefore, this committee will allow a court of law that will not be biased.
With the petition effectively closed and no testimony given, the fate of the petition now lies with the judiciary, but conversations around the issue raised will continue to dominate talking points for a long time. Tijesu Adeoye, TVC News, Abuja.
A very chaotic one yesterday, but BKO, talk to me. How will you react to, the shouting match between Dr. Ezekwesili and the Deputy Whip of the Senate, Senator Nwebonyi?
I think both of them were downright irresponsible, the extent to which they went. Every man should be in control of his emotions. Every woman should be in control of his emotions. And that's why I respect Professor Jega. On the day that at the collation center, he was reading results, and former Minister of Special Duties, Orubebe, tried to harass him, intimidate him. He was calm. He was calm. But if you are the hot-headed type, there is no doubt that Nwebonyi has anger issues. I've seen some interviews that he granted. There is no doubt that Oby Ezekwesili believes that she has the liberty to insult anybody. We see some of the tweets that she makes and some of the interviews, few interviews that she makes. She talks to people as if they were not created by God, and yet she's the wife of a pastor. So going to that extent, as always, people would think that, oh, Jide as a holier than thou. In public, you should never get into a shouting match with somebody way junior in age to you. No. Never. Remember what I said about Wike, that even me, as little as I am, I will not get into trading insults with Adeyanju. Not even with his elder brother. It will not happen. But the FCT minister believed that he can exchange words with an Adeyanju, not knowing that by doing that he's diminishing himself. I've said it before. It's the same thing that Oby Ezekwesili has done. You must act your age. What's going on in our country? All of the values that we used to hold there, they are no longer there. You can't, as an old woman, get into a shouting match with somebody that you are old enough to give birth to. Come on. And people will come, they will say, no, we are losing it. Yes. Admittedly, a lot of young people today do not have home training.
Okay.
Parents are too busy to train people on ethical breeding. People are not, they don't have the time. Some parents come in at 11 p.m. when the children are asleep. They leave a lot of the work
to house help and all.
To house helps. We can't have a decent society by behaving like that. Nwebonyi must learn to rein in, because as a leader in that Senate, he must learn to keep his anger in check.
Okay.
Otherwise, he should go for therapy. Because even if you have a good case with a manifesting ability to rein in your emotions, you can spoil your case. I'm not saying that is what has happened.
Okay.
And the same thing goes for
the former minister,
Oby Ezekwesili. No matter how bad you feel, no matter the conclusions you have drawn, even without evidence that this person must have committed the offense, you still have to behave yourself. And engaging in a shouting match at your age is not the way to behave yourself. I don't care how people feel about what I'm saying. This is my opinion. Okay. And I believe that they both put themselves to shame the way they behave. I share the blame equally. I'm not the sort of person who will say, oh, because you are the younger person. Because sometimes, you know, you just see the younger person crying. He feels that, okay, a matter has been decided in favor of the older person. No, I'm not that kind of person. I share this blame equally. Both of them were irresponsible in the way they were exchanging words. In the Senate. They call it hollow chambers. You must behave yourself when you come before these people. And what is it that we are even talking about? This is a case that has literally ended at that point, because the rules of the Senate is clear. Once a matter is before a court of law, they have to pull back. They pull back. So this is the way you go there. What is it? Are we doing this simply for the optics? We have already even declared that the Senate is biased. So what are you going before them for? What are you going before them for? That is the thing. And I've been saying it since this matter began. I've been saying that I want to see Natasha go to court. Yes. And I said it that, look, Natasha should to banish any thought of, what's it called, of justice within the Senate. Where we are waiting for him is to go to the court.
Bring the evidence. Exactly.
We are not interested in how many interviews you grant. We are not interested in all of the fresh allegations that you are making. Go before the court, front load your evidence. Present your cast iron evidence before a court of law. Let's put finality to this matter. We have been put to shame too much on this matter, as if what had happened in the past was not enough. And then you see an Oby Ezekwesili and Nwebonyi changing words.
It was.
You know? Well, I learned that Nwebonyi said, oh, he regretted the extent that he went. He shouldn't have done it.
Yes, in the first place.
Leave if the older person chooses to be responsible in her choice of words, leave her. You are a leader.
You should act.
You are a leader.
You know?
You cannot. And leadership comes with a high sense of responsibility. You can't be in the Senate as a leader and be talking like a motor parked out. Leave that to the caucus areas of this world. Leave that to motor boys, not you.
Okay, Asuka, you've heard BKO's position. The former Minister of Education, you know, she actually said that, yes, she said to the senator, shut up. Now, was the former Minister of Education wrong to tell a principal officer of the Senate to shut up? And also, was the senator wrong for losing his cool like that?
You see, I see a lot of silly arguments on Facebook that is not an insult. Is she the presiding officer of that session? It's not in our place to tell somebody to shut up. You are not presiding. You are not in charge. I mean, it's part of what we are talking about. If you can't keep your emotions in check, you will even overreach yourself. It's not in her place to tell anybody to shut up.
You know, the thing is, she in quote, she wasn't there as a witness. She said she went there as a citizen of Nigeria. And I didn't expect her to tell another person who was a witness, shut up. Okay.
When that one was addressing the presiding officer.
Exactly. The presiding, who had already told him to start talking. You know, so I feel both of them just threw caution to the winds completely. And these are people that other people are looking up to. Because the senator has constituents who are looking up to him. The former minister, I know she also has a school that people that
some people say as a role model.
No, she's even training people on leadership. On leadership. Okay, and then look at what she's doing outside.
That's
you understand? So at the end of the day, I know. No, because yesterday I was highly disappointed. In fact, she was even trying to justify it. Why I actually told him shut up. You can't be justifying something that is wrong. How do you want the younger generation to look up to you? You know, and this matter, we have been saying it. Natasha has been going everywhere talking about this matter. And when you know that, okay, you will never get justice in this same setting, why are you taking the matter there? The court is there. Go there, go and submit your evidence and let us have peace. But you are going around disgracing the country because people don't see it. They just feel that, oh, it's Natasha that is saying, oh, sexual allegation against Akpoti. No, it's not about that. It is about our image, for crying out loud. Because people outside will be looking at all men are all Nigerian men like this. That is what she's doing. And we are not looking at it that way. You are just feeling, okay, yes, it's just the president of the Senate. No, it's not about only Akpabio, but everybody. So if she has evidence, let her go to the court so that we will rest. Because she keeps doing this and people are going there. Now we are even thinking, I didn't even know that they even have a case, even for them to go and begin to talk in the Senate. Only for this to happen.
Now the thing is, the altercation yesterday, it overshadowed the crux of the matter, which is the committee hearing on the section.
Exactly.
But the point is, what does this portray as to us, as a country? What does this portray, BKO?
Oh, I also think that to a large extent, it even portrays us as a country where the law is respected, because the chairman of the committee said, well, they've been informed that this case is before a competent court of law. Therefore, they are adjourning Senate. You cannot. I am confident that Natasha knows that it is not in that Senate that she will be declared winner. In that Senate. So going there, they are wasting their time by going before, because even when the committee invited her, she refused to appear before them for her disciplinary matter on the other case. Her unruly conduct on the floor and all that, when they change her seat, as if changing a seat is an anathema, as if changing a seat amounts to being told to put your head in a guillotine. So she didn't appear. Then this one, now, I wonder what the end goal was supposed to be. Where she is guaranteed of justice is the court of law, not before the Senate, because the way we see it, nearly everybody in the Senate is against her. I've not seen anybody who in public, a senator who granted an interview to say, no, I disagree with what, forget what Ireti Kingibe tried to do later on by saying that she's committed to this transparent investigation of the matter. Not many people will be bothered by that. They knew that Ireti's position was clear on that matter. You can't appropriate and reprobate. People are clear where she stands. As far as she's even concerned, in that interview, she said that Natasha had even been treated far better than the rest of the others. Women. That she had been given preferential treatment. The interview is there. So we know what her position is. Whatever she says later on, people already know. They know where Ireti stands on this matter. And I've not seen any other person, either in the House of Reps or in the Senate, who has come out to speak in her favor. It says a lot.
All right, BK, I want to ask, because this Senator Natasha situation, it keeps embarrassing the nation and also the National Assembly. Someone gives it a bad name, sir. Is there a possibility of a political solution just to solve this issue?
A solution was offered to her to simply apologize.
She says she's not going to apologize.
When Senate President Akpabio had his seat changed, and clearly not being conversant with the rules, he lashed out. Invariably, Akpabio apologized to Senate President Bukola Saraki that same day. Immediately, it was explained to him. In her own case, it was said that, look, an apology will solve this problem. But she didn't think that an apology will solve the problem. So, where do you start the political solution from? The person who pleaded with the Senate President to give her chairman of local content. She's been abusing that person. Even the other day, she said they should check people's heads.
All right.
So, where will the political solution start from? I don't think that, as far as she's concerned, she thinks that if she apologizes, then she's finished politically. So she's reluctant to take any step that will hurt her politically. This is the thing. So I don't think a political solution can come without an apology. And I don't think that she's ready. She's ready
to. Yes. All right. We have Adewale calling from Oyo. Adewale, thank you so much for joining us on Journalist Hangout. Adewale, are you still with us? Okay. All right, maybe you call back again. All right, but your thoughts on this?
I think the path to political solution perhaps might have been closed, because with the way she's carrying out, it's like she just wants to go all out for everybody that is standing on her way, because they opened that opportunity for her. You know, and it was the simplest thing. What is there for you to just go there and say, okay, I'm sorry, and then you move to your seat, and then everybody goes. You know, but the way she's doing is as if she has an axe to grind with the Senate president. I don't know who is pushing her or what she feels that she can do. Now, for the mere fact that you have gone ahead, going everywhere to virtually all the media organizations, international.
In South Africa that we are expecting.
You are expecting, because she has gone to the US, she has gone to the UK. There's no one she has not gone to. Okay. The same Senate that you call cult, that's a cult group, you still went ahead to tell your petitioner to still go there and begin to for what now?
But they've actually said that they already said it's biased. Why go there? They already judged them as
on their court matter. Just focus on the court.
You have the evidence. Go there with all the evidence you have, and then from there you line it up. Everybody will, in fact, I for one, I don't mind taking live view to there, so that everybody will
see it live. We'll watch it live.
All right, but for Senator, all right, we have Joseph from Lagos. Joseph, let's talk.
Yeah, good evening, General.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Today I greet you, my brother.
Good evening.
For me, I'm just sick and tired of this Natasha issue.
It's everybody.
Something that happened years ago. You did not tell your husband. Yes. Your husband was there. You did not inform your husband. After years, even if, I don't know, except she has a cast iron evidence. This thing, for me, I think is dead on arrival.
Of course.
I don't understand. There's no sentiment about this. The way she has turned things around is just showed disrespect and disregard. Thank you.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Now,
even the Very Dark Man. You saw what Very Dark Man had to say about her.
No, I didn't.
No. Very Dark Man. So said, look, this is just wasting your time. This is Very Dark Man opposes the manner in which she's gone about this.
Exactly. All right, but for the deputy chief whip and with what happened yesterday, do you think he should be subjected to some disciplinary action?
No, not. They needs to be counseled. They need to help him.
They need to help
him.
I think he needs a serious one.
Anger issues.
Those words
anger issues
really
can
heavy.
be spiritual. Anger issues can be spiritual. So they need to maybe get.
He needs to work on
himself. They need to get a pastor who has millions of hectoliters of anointing. So maybe laying of hands on him will go a long way, because I watched him. It was the one who said Natasha had 6 different. Natasha has had multiple husbands, but certainly not up to 6. I don't know where I got that information from. No. So, and the way he talks, no, it's not. It's just not right.
It's serious
no, it doesn't show distinguished.
If I see him, I will offer my advice how he can get over this clearly anger issues.
I've forgotten you're a pastor too.
No, I'm not a pastor.
It's a laying of hands.
No, I watch pastors do their thing.
Okay.
Well, I'm not a pastor and I don't intend to become one. So that's the thing. But certainly he has he has problems managing his emotions, and the Senate President and other people need to talk to him.
Yeah.
Today
Exactly.
it is, yes, it was provoked by Oby, but it could be someone else tomorrow. It could even be me. So he has to
all right,
address
gentlemen.
that problem.